everyone, and welcome to Wild Moments brought to you by explore.org. We have none other than Kelly in the house. How's it going, Kelly?
It's going well, Trish. It's going well. Great to be here. Everyone always nearly catches me trying to sort my hair out before this, and I never quite get it right. So apologies.
No worries. I think it looks fantastic, by the way.
Excellent. This is great news. And yourself.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, I'm very happy to be back with all of you. I had a short break. I went to Mabula for a little bit, and I did see GNU Pan, which felt like quite a nice moment for me because I've only seen it through the cameras, and I finally got to see it in person, although there was nothing there at the time when I went to see, obviously. More action happens on the cameras. Yeah, it is okay. I felt like I met a pen pal.
Meeting an old friend.
You know? Yeah, exactly. So that was very exciting for me. Anything exciting happening or happened for you, Kelly?
Not really, to be honest, Trish. I seem to be chasing my tail a bit at the moment, but I'm desperately hoping to get into the park maybe one day next week. So I'm very excited about that. I'm actually going to have a look and see if I can, even if I just do an early start and get in and just spend one night there. It's my soul food. It does me the world of good. So it's exciting times. I just also wanted to say I'm not sure if anyone is joining us from the Florida area. I've been watching online this hurricane that's been going on. So if there is anyone joining us from there, I hope everyone is safe and take care of yourselves.
Ditto. I hope so too. It really has been, I mean, it's been crazy what we've been seeing online at least. So I hope
for sure.
you needed to evacuate, you evacuated, and that you and your family and your friends are safe. And a reminder as well that we are live and interactive. So if you have anything to tell us about the hurricane or just how you're doing, please do go ahead. We always love to hear from all of you. We've already got some hellos coming through. And before I go through the hellos, if this is the first time you're joining us for Wild Moments, please go ahead and let us know because we are live for real. I think sometimes
that was a bit Hulk Hogan. What was that about?
That was a bit Hulk. I loved Hulk growing up.
I was an Ultimate Warrior fan.
Yes.
I was a massive Ultimate Warrior fan.
Oh, right. I used to like Jake the Snake as well. But maybe we...
No,
we're showing our age a little bit here.
Yeah, we are a little bit, just a little bit.
Anyway, if this is the first time you're joining us, please do send us a hello. And also, this is where we go through cool clips that we've seen over the last week or so on the cameras. And Kelly and I, we're both guides, so we will help you kind of decipher what's been happening. Or sometimes we see things that are just plain old cute. Yes, so Kelly is crossing her fingers because there's quite an interesting one that we're going to discuss last. And it happens to be the one about the Kreisbock that was seen at Tembo Plains. So we'll get into that. If you have opinions, if you have something that made you think one type of Kreisbock over the other or any other species, let us know, but we'll get there at the end. Firstly, Mr. HUAE87 says, hello, today you have red tea and cheesecake. Mr. HUAE87 just is always on it. Jack De Boer says, morning, guys. Morning, Jack. Amberco says, happy Thursday to all. Coffee here, and I appreciate the people that bring us these amazing clips. Well, a big shout out to Kirsten and the Africam team as well, who are behind the scenes. They are a big part. In fact, all we do is show up and start talking, really.
Yep.
But they do all the work. Casper's Third Ghost, you say, happy Thursday, Kelly and Trish, and all from Milwaukee. Hot coffee today. Nice. And then Tris Vissop says, hello, everyone. I've been terribly busy with work recently, but I'm glad to keep up at least a bit watching our amazing show. Tris, me too. I've had a really busy day, and it was also really hot, and driving around in the car and sorting out admin things when it's super hot was painful. But now I have Wild Moments, and that's making me feel better. Dear NC, you say, good morning from Seattle. Of course, you're ready with your coffee. Zygote, you say, hi, Trishala and Kelly. Namaste. Namaste to you too, Zygote. We've got W. Bouchard that says good morning from Toronto. April Owl says good morning, everyone from sunny Connecticut with your cherry iced tea. Jan Powell says hi. Lagomorphophobic says hi. And Kauru says hi as well. And of course, ooh, Kauru, you're spicing it up today. Kauru's got milk, of course, and a piece of spiced bread with fruit and nut. Nice, Kauru.
Very healthy. I made
Changing it
banana
up.
bread. It
Very.
was not healthy.
Oh no. Why was it not healthy? Did you put icing
Because
on it and put choc chips?
I put choc chips and peanut butter in it, but it had bananas in, so it was fine. But I think Karu's snacks sound very healthy, so well done.
I'm a fan of choc chips and I'm a fan of peanut butter. And I seem to have
It's
some
amazing.
connectivity issues. Please, excuse me if you're seeing any stuttering, etc. Okay, what do you say, Kelly? Shall we head into that first clip?
Let's hit it.
It's my favorite, one of my favorite animals. Oh, hi, hyenas. Look at all their body language, tails up. It's almost like this. Ooh, I'm just going to be quiet.
We're here, we're listening.
We're definitely going to hear this clip again. A couple things I'd like you to notice: the variation in the way that the hyenas look. Some spots are very dark, some are very light. Maybe pay attention to their ears as well. Some have full entire ears, some have notches in their ears or cuts. And I also would like you to pay attention to their tails in terms of body language.
I noticed at the end of this clip, very much like I know they're not dogs, but very comparable to dog body language. I noticed a couple of them did a shake off. That's often what our pet
Yeah,
dogs do. If they're feeling a bit tense or, there's something going on, it can be excitement or it can be fear or anything like that, they will often shake off. It's sort of like a getting over it body language or body movement. And these hyenas just did the same thing at the end of that.
that's really, really interesting, Kelly, because I've seen dogs do that, but I never thought of it in sort of the same way as humans would, like activating vagus nerve and things like that to kind of quell your anxiety, or if you're feeling overwhelmed, then there's also
Or a
like,
big
can do a shake. Yeah.
shake, stretch. Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. You
Yeah.
often see it in pet dogs. If there's a bit, if they're watching something, they'll watch, and then they sort of go, oh, no, no, I think it's fine. And a couple of those hyenas did the same then.
That's very interesting. I think your work with domestic animals and the behaviors that you get to encounter and experience with them and interpret is so valuable when it comes to wildlife as well.
It really is.
So,
And it
so
works, but
valuable.
it works both ways. It works both ways because often our pet animals' behaviours are suppressed or adjusted or whatever. But I've seen cats, big wild cats doing that. Okay, cats are a bad example. They do what they want. But similar sort of comparables in wild animals. It works both ways.
Yeah. I mean, so Zygote, you say hyena pan war zone. It kind of does look like a war zone. And Kauru, you say dominance display. So I was watching, there's a lot of hyenas there. And
Mm.
I was trying to figure out who was being picked on. And at first, there was only one being picked on. So have a look here. So before, we just wanted to be quiet to kind of let you absorb the sighting. But this time, I'm going to talk over it. So there's a two with the tails raised, right? And you're going to see who they go after. There we go. and it fights back a little bit, but then this one goes up. Yep. Now I actually think that there's two factions here. It's not just one hyena that's been picked on, but it and perhaps its affiliates.
There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on in this clip.
Yeah.
To me, it's not just dominance. It's animals communicate
Mm,
so intuitively using body language. And this might look like I've got no idea who these hyenas are, but I'm using sort of domestic animal behavior knowledge here. What might look like a war zone to us is actually communicate. It's just communication. It's like people get really angry if their dog growls. It's not. It's just communicating. And while this to us might look like a load of hyenas having a massive fight, um, it might be much more nuanced than that. I don't know. I don't know the answer. Um, but it's and sometimes you see dominant animals submitting to younger animals to demonstrate that they're not a threat, or I don't know, whatever it is. But there's an awful lot going on in that clip. It's absolutely fascinating, I think.
it is. And then I don't know if you noticed, there was a point where everyone stood and faced to the right. And when they did
I'm
that, nobody was fighting. And I wondered if maybe they were fighting over something specific. Maybe there was a kill over on the other side and they were trying to sort out who's going to eat what. But their attention was looking over on the other side towards the right. And then
It could have
we
been
have
that they
this.
heard something. It might have been a danger, and everyone went, "Oh, hold on a minute. Let's stop what we're doing here and just check we're not going to die." But no, look, they're all drinking water together. That wasn't a massive
Exactly.
fight of dominance. It was, to me, it was six of you with your friends sitting around going, "Oh man, I can't believe you said that. Oh no, what do you think about this thing?" That to me feels like more along the lines of what, no one was bitten, no one bled, no one, if someone was really getting picked on, they'd run away. To me that was more like a sort of gossip circle, or just a family, like a family
Yeah.
family around Christmas dinner. Everyone's got opinions and thoughts and everyone wants to be heard and all the rest of it. That's what that looked like to me, more than a dominance or a big punch up.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
think I agree with
know.
you, Kelly,
Mm,
because it's not that's not two separate clans. If two separate clans come together, there's a
different.
big, huge
Mm,
commotion, and it's violent. This was very much hey, what did you do?
mm,
You shouldn't have done that. And we know that hyenas have close relationships with other specific individuals within the same clan. So
mm,
in the same sense, if you have a fight with somebody else in your friend group, your best friend might come in, step in, try to defend you.
mm,
And I think that that's kind of what we saw here. There were two that caught my attention as being sort of um, the main players in terms of who is being attacked, or not attacked, but who is being picked on in that particular moment. But this is the same clan. There's no way two clans coming
mm.
together would look like that. And then
No.
all of them coming to drink at the local water hole, that definitely not. So maybe there's a little bit of dominance in the sense that maybe somebody did something that was above its punching a little bit above its weight in terms of the hierarchy, but it was definitely not the matriarch asserting her dominance over one or the other, because it was a
Mm.
whole, everyone was kind of involved in some way. Definitely, I
It
think,
was a
like you
family
said.
communications. Yeah, to me that was a family, and it's fascinating to watch, because as I learn more about canine sort of companion animals, it translates back into wildlife. It's so interesting. But to me, that was like a good old chinwag. And someone's just said here, I think the lodge, there was people at the lodge. Absolutely. But if that was a proper discussion, they everyone just went, "Oh, hold on. No, it's fine. Let's
Yeah.
carry on."
Yeah, if it was a proper dominance
Mm,
threatening interaction, people at the large elephants coming through were not
no,
going to be a problem. That was still
no.
going to go down. But this,
Mm.
everyone stopped, looked, oh, it's okay. Let's carry on with our little dispute. 100%.
I just see someone
Um,
Go on.
No, you go on.
No,
You
no,
go
go on,
on.
you go. No, the hyena pan hyenas were beyond last night. Casper's third ghost, watching for like 4 hours. Counted 13 hyenas at once. It's so lovely watching animal interactions from behind. Oh, I say it every time, from behind a camera, and you can just watch
Mm.
them, and you can work out often, what's going on, and maybe what the discussions are, and who's in trouble and who's not in trouble. And wow, that must have been an epic 4 hours. I'm sad I missed it.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. And apparently, the hyenas have been going at it here at Hyena Pan almost nightly. So, thinking about the fact that they've been going at it often, and hyenas are so socially intelligent, it could be anything, honestly. It could
Mm.
be that there are new members in the clan and they're trying to figure out themselves out, but they all know they are in the clan, so they have to figure it out. It could be that there is something that's causing arguments between them. It could be that
Could be
this is just the way that the
hormones,
clan. Exactly.
hormo
It could be
hormones
that
going
there's
on, changing season.
yeah. It could be so much.
And
But
to me, if,
an
if there was a
amazing,
real
amazing.
if there was a real thing going on, they wouldn't all rock up at the water and have a little chat about it every night. Whatever was going to
Oh,
happen
definitely.
would happen. It's like a little meeting gossip point. Let's go to the waterhole for a chat and find out what's happening.
Exactly. And I wouldn't put it past hyenas, spotted hyenas, to do something like that. Not at all. We have two more hellos coming too. Coming through. It's Teddy Lad Lulu that says good afternoon from sunny Cheshire, and Mindy Tillapau has now added walking girl into her name. Hi Mindy. You say hello. Fall is here, and you had to turn your heat on this morning. Wow, not the case here in South Africa. Must tell you. Nope, aircon was blasting today. It really was.
It's
Uh,
warming up, but wow, we need rain.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And when I was at Mabula, it was about our third day there, and these huge storm clouds rolled in. And I thought, here it is. I'm here at the most brilliant moment in the bush, the moment when the first rains come.
Mm,
But unfortunately, it was just one of those, the random rains that come before the actual rains start.
yeah.
But it was amazing because there was enough moisture to get that smell, that petrichor smell, to come up,
Mm,
but not enough to make any change to the bush. So we're still
not yet.
waiting.
Mm.
Not sure. Okay, let's head on to the next clip. This is a cute one. We've got some cheetah at Safari Hook, and she's got some little ones in tow. Oh, hello, you.
Oh, look, there's four. You've
Wow,
done well, Mama.
wow, she's done so well. Oh my gosh, for cheetah cubs, four. That's amazing. And they've got the adult look about them already.
They
I wonder,
have.
do we know how old they are? Maybe Kirst can
I,
help us out there, or any of the viewers.
I don't know, mate. What do you think, Trish? Let's guess before anyone tells us.
Oh, well, I mean, that
Six,
that mane is gone. Yeah,
6 months,
I
I'm
was gonna
guessing.
go for six. I was gonna go for 6 months, but maybe even a touch over.
Maybe, yeah, maybe even a bit more. They've got that real cheetah slink going. They've lost their little
Yeah,
cubby sort of little baby things sort of plop around and sort of flop a bit more. These guys look pretty stable, don't they?
yeah, and they've lost that mane there. They've got that lankiness going on.
Yeah.
But look at how tentative they are to get to the water. Oh, and a jackal running in the distance there. No, maybe even like 8 months.
Yeah, I think they probably are a bit older than 6 months. They look very grown up, don't they?
Yeah, but they're so nervous. Look at them making their way to the water.
It makes me anxious seeing cheetahs and things drink ever since. I can't remember where it came up, but do you remember that clip of a crocodile nearly, was it a crocodile that nearly grabbed a cheetah? I can't remember where I saw that,
Oh, well,
but it sort of
I
makes me
remember
anxious
I
now when I
remember
see
the
cheetahs near water.
I remember the Wilded clip where the cheetah came to drink and then the crocodile just launched out
That's
of the
it.
water and pulled it in. Yeah. I love how when they see mum move, they're like, okay, we should follow. But okay, mum's not gone far. Let me go back and have a little bit more. Oh no, go on, go on.
Ah,
So sweet.
well done. Well done, Mum.
And how successful for her. I mean, if she can get them past a year, that'll be really good. I mean, past 2 years ideally,
Mm.
but past a year, that's incredible to get four of those cubs to over a year old.
No, for sure.
Mindy says, "Wow, all legs and skinny little bodies. They are all legs. It's very cool the way that that young animals grow, and that it is almost always the legs that grow first, almost to kind of like keep them high off the ground. I somebody said something interesting to me, and I never thought about this before, but he was talking about antelopes, and he said that like young zebras, giraffes, they get tall very quickly, and he wondered whether when there are predators around or any threats, the fact that their stomachs are kind of at the same height, if they're standing together, does that make it more difficult for a predator to pick
I've
them
also
out?
heard that.
And it really, yeah, and it
And
really
they can
got
run
me
faster.
thinking. Yeah, exactly. And you're not going to have any kind of vegetation or anything scraping on your belly. Like the
Mm,
priority growth in the bush is to get off the ground.
mm,
For hyena cubs, not so much because they have very small legs at first and they drag around those back legs. But then they also have a different lifestyle. They have the safety
mm,
of the den, they have the safety of the clan, they have uh, they're mature in other ways. So perhaps being high off the ground is not imperative to their survival at that young stage. But it just was a
mm.
very interesting thought. And when Mindy was talking about them being all legs, it also made me wonder because at that point they're not using a den or anything, right? So following mum around, you get speed to be able to follow her around. And apart from speed, you're also getting that if you are all standing together, maybe someone can't pick you out.
Mm.
It's an
I agree.
interesting thought. Hmm. Uh, JJ, you say, do you think cheetah cubs have a better chance of survival being in Namibia? Are there less predators? I think, Kelly, you and I had a similar question like this in the past about predator density in Namibia. Was it with you? And we said that predator density is probably less because there's more space. Um, but I don't know if it would. I suppose it would affect the survival rate of the cubs, but maybe um, it has more to do with space.
Mm,
I don't know. It definitely would because if predator density is lower simply because of space and habitable areas, because predators are not going to be in those very vast open areas where there's little to, I mean, basically desert or very arid areas. Um, so maybe, but I don't know for sure.
I would say it's probably more related, as you say, not so much the country, but more the predator density and the suitability of food and hunting areas. If it was a flat, predator-free, cheetah-friendly space anywhere, then they're going to do well, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Karu, you say a blackback jackal wouldn't be daring and take one of the cubs, would it? No, that cub is probably the size of a blackback jackal
Mm,
at this point. Not as bulky, but in terms of actual dimensions, it's probably the size of a black-backed jackal. So it wouldn't. And also, it's not really the type of behavior we see with black-backed jackals. They definitely are predators and they will hunt, but they're not hunting things that are going to cause them to be injured themselves.
Hmm.
Remember,
Lower risk,
black-backed jackals have a
probably.
mix. Yeah, yeah, a lot lower risk um, prey that they're going to go for. Bridget McKenney has joined us. She says, "Hi, Trishal and Kelly, you made it. Well, we're glad that you made it. And you've made it in time for the next clip. Let's go and have a look at Kirst's favorites that have dwindled down to one, but one and none." We're back at Stony Point. We have the Egyptian goose mum, and she has one little gosling. Are we going to see you? Oh, that was a tease?
Every time I see this now, I keep trying to decide whether or not a Dusty would have eaten it. I can't get past that discussion we had. Quite big now, hey?
So big! Oh, you cutie! Well, there's definitely a plus to being the only chick. I mean, if there were
Absolutely.
other chicks around, they would definitely not fit under mum like that. But also, when mum has to feed, she only needs to feed one chick. So that one
Hmm.
chick gets priority care, all the food mum can bring.
All the warmth she
And
can
I
give.
would say, all the warmth, I would say it's very likely to survive.
Mm, I agree.
And
That
one chick
it's
is
mm,
it's definitely better than having none at all. And I think that this one will definitely survive and make it. I wonder what could have happened to the other chicks at Stony Point. It's not like there are a huge amount of predators that are passing through. Maybe Caracal. I mean, I remember there was a time, not when I was at Stony Point, but that I'd been told about when Cape leopards used to come and like decimate the penguins. But other than that, I don't know who else could have taken those chicks besides kelp gulls, which can be
I was
brutal.
get I was just about to say I don't know much about sort of marine ecology, but gulls are brutal. They I see someone eating a rabbit or something a while ago. A big gull. I'm sure I saw a clip of a big gull eating a rabbit, but like something really massive. And I was going to say, would a gull take one?
I think a gull would take one, but I've seen kelp gulls interacted with Egyptian geese in that area, and they fight it out. Kelp gull will go for the geese will fight back. Um, I mean, it could also be conditions.
Maybe.
Maybe having three was difficult, given how cold it can get there. Maybe that paired with the kelp gulls, which, I mean, kelp gulls have no fear, nothing. Um, so I wonder what else. But also, caracal could actually be an issue. There's also Verreaux's eagle in those areas.
Mm,
I've seen two above that area. So a number of things. But either way, we are happy that she's got the one and that one looks in excellent condition.
absolutely. Good luck, little one. Go for it.
Kirst said they only had two. Why did I think they had three at some point? Oh, maybe there were three eggs? No? Um, okay, well, then 50%. Well done, Mother Goose. You did very well. We just have about a minute remaining, but we are going to go through the last clip because this is the one that we are having a huge debate about that we actually, Kelly and I, still are unsure about because we haven't seen the clip. So let's
Let's
have a
watch.
look. Uh, let's watch. Let's go to Tambo Plains in Zimbabwe and have a look at exactly what type of boki this is. Oh, it is tiny. Uh, So our first exclusion we want to do is make sure it's not a steenbok. Now, from its ears, it doesn't look like a steenbok. And from the shape of the snout, what do you say, Kelly?
I don't get Steenbok. I don't get any of the two usual.
Yeah.
It's almost it. If anything, I would say it. I don't think. If anything, I would say it was closer to Dacre than Steenbok.
Well, I mean,
It's
the
very
fact that you said
chunky,
that and the
hey?
stocky body. Yeah, exactly. So the chunky brings us to Kruisbok. And oof. Now there was also a discussion. So in this area, you're not going to get Cape Kruisbok because they are endemic to kind of Western Eastern Cape. So the only option is a Sharps Kruisbok. But then we also heard that some of you were thinking about a Limpopo Kruisbok. And so that kind of threw us because we have never heard of a Limpopo Kruisbok.
I did find out. I did some reading, and I did find out that sharps do have. They've got false hooves apparently above the fetlocks. And I'm looking on this, and I think we would see points of false hooves. I can't see any that I would noticeably say, but I wonder if that Limpopo, if it is indeed a subspecies of sharps, would also have those, or it's just the cape that's lacking.
Ah, interesting. So, do you know what the false hooves look like? And is it on both pairs of legs or only on one?
I've been trying to fetlocks to me are just on horses are sort of hold on.
It's the back, right?
Fetlocks are
It's the back
fetlocks.
leg.
I think so. Um,
I'm sure the
I'm
fetlock
not
is the
sure.
back leg.
I no, they're ankles. They're hocks on a
The
horse.
ankle.
They're hocks and fetlocks. You put fetlock boots on a horse, and it's the front ankle. So whether or not it's front and back ankles, I'm not sure. I didn't see any regardless. But I was actually struggling to find out how you would even tell the difference between a Limpopo or a Sharps, whether or not it would be regional or one of those things that. No, to be honest, I don't know.
Yeah, and I think that if you have information about Limpopo Grijsbok, and I think we did we did have a look, or we were looking around, and then we saw it was the Colonicus subspecies,
Mm,
right? If you
yes,
have information about that subspecies, please do send it through because what
please.
I've done is I took the scientific name with the Colonicus at the end as indicating the subspecies, and I put it into Google Scholar. And the only results I could get were either from the 70s or later. So, and then the one result I got that was from the 80s had the Colonicus part to the Rhaphiceros Sharpe and then Colonicus, but then referred to
Mm,
it only as the Sharps gracebok, not as a subspecies.
I
So if you have information about that, please let us know.
I'm with
But
Karu.
in
Whatever it
general,
is, it's cute. I agree with that. Whatever it is, it's cute. I agree.
that we can all agree on that. And thankfully, we can agree on that for very many things. In fact, I thought that all our sightings today were very cute. Even the
Oh,
hyenas were
those
very, very cute.
I really enjoyed that. I loved watching that. I might even go and find that clip again. I think it's. I'm going to watch more hyena interaction behavior because I watched that like I haven't watched hyena behavior for quite a while. So I'm going to go back and do a bit more on those. Absolutely fascinating and lots of similarities as well.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I see a hyenas interact, it's amazing, and you can really
Mm,
dissect that clip if you have
you
the time
can.
to take it, like frame by frame.
Yeah.
Anyway, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Remember, please, if you have information that you'd like to share with us about anything, please go ahead and do that. We love to learn, and especially if you have something about that Sharps Kreisbock.
Yeah.
The other short discussion we had was whether it could be a Sunni, and we determined that that type of habitat Sunni likes denser underbrush, forest, those kinds of habitat, it wouldn't really be in Tembo Plains. But also, it's almost half the size of a grijsbok.
Mm.
But if you have any information about that or anything at all you want to share, because we love to learn, please go ahead and do that. But it's time for us to say goodbye. Thank you, Kelly, for joining us. It's always a pleasure to spend time with you. Always.
Thank you too, Trish. It's an absolute pleasure likewise, and it's thanks for letting me join.
Oh, our pleasure. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your questions and for your comments. We'll see you again next week. Bye for now.